connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Vice President assures marketeers affected by the recent fire of government support. Zambia wins Best Design Pavilion Award at Intra-Africa Trade Fair in Algeria. And NATO strengthens defenses after Russian drones shot down over Poland. This bulletin is live on our Facebook page, 5FM Radio Zambia, and our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie. Vice President Mtalena Lumango has assured marketeers affected by the recent fire that gutted Kapalala market on the Copper Belt of government support in the aftermath of the devastating incident. Speaking during her visit to the affected market this afternoon, Vice President Nalumango expressed deep sympathy for the traders who lost their goods and livelihoods in the blaze. She acknowledged the significant impact of the fire and emphasized that while the government may not be able to fully restore what has been lost, it will step in to help cushion the effects and assist the victims in recovering. She further appealed to marketeers and small-scale traders across the country to consider subscribing to insurance schemes. This, she noted, would help mitigate the impact of similar incidences in the future and ensure that such losses do not completely disrupt their livelihoods. The Vice President's visit follows widespread concerns over the increasing number of market fires in recent years, which have left many traders vulnerable and in need of structured recovery support. The Zambia Police Service has confirmed the death of Constable Friday Botha, 44 of the Protective Unit PU, in what is suspected to be a case of suicide, while on duty at farm number 4673/M in the Ballaston area of Lusaka West. According to Assistant Public Relations Officer Godfrey Chilabi, the incident occurred between 23 hours on September 10, 2025 and 01 hours on September 11, 2025. Constable Botha, who had been deployed to provide static guard duties at the farm since September 7, 2025, was discovered dead after farm workers reported hearing gunshots during the night. Upon checking later, the workers found the officer laying in a pool of blood with a firearm beside him, prompting them to alert the police. Responding officers found the deceased inside the house he was occupying, with an AK-47 rifle lying next to him. A physical examination revealed a gunshot wound at the back of his head, suspected to be the bullet's exit point.
September 7, 2025. Workers at the farm reported hearing gunshots during the night of September 10, 2025 and the early hours of September 11, 2025. Upon checking later, they found the officer lying in a pool of blood with a firearm beside him. The matter was then reported to police. Officers rushed to the scene and found the deceased lying in a pool of blood inside the house he occupied. An AK-47 rifle was discovered lying next to him. Physical inspection of the body revealed a gunshot wound at the back of the head, believed to be the bullet's exit point.
Commonwealth Parliamentary Association CPA chairperson Christopher Kalala says democracy is not secured by the ballot box alone, but executive accountable and in the commitment to legislate with fairness and inclusivity. Dr. Kalila noted that the CPA has long championed these principles and that through key programs and tools such as the CPA benchmarks for democratic legislatures, post-election seminars, and the CPA Parliamentary Academy, the organization equips parliamentarians with the skills and frameworks necessary to safeguard the integrity of parliamentarians. He was speaking today when he addressed the annual general meeting of the CPA Caribbean, Americas, and Atlantic CAA region in Nassau, the Bahamas. Speaking during the opening on Monday, 8th September, the acting Prime Minister of the Bahamas, Chester Cooper, said that the CAA Regional Conference was an opportunity for parliaments to recommit to representation and that parliament must speak and not just the powerful. He added that Parliament must modernize as technology has changed how citizens live and think. The CPA CAA region is currently holding its annual conference under the theme Deepening Regional Democracy and Independent Parliament.
In the courage to hold the executive accountable and in the commitment to legislate with fairness and inclusivity, the CPA has long championed these principles through key programs such as our benchmarks for democratic legislatures. Have informed many have participated in this, and others have asked the CPA Secretariat to do so. Many have participated in post-election seminars, and I also want to interest you in our Parliamentary Academy, where we equip members with the skills and frameworks necessary to safeguard the integrity of parliaments. But beyond tools and programs, the CPA offers us something more profound, a family of peers across regions.
The opposition leadership movement party has assured residents of Mindolo in Kana constituency Kitwe in the Copperbelt province that it will engage with government on the issue of title deeds. Speaking during a community engagement in Mindolo, party president Richard Silumbe has said the leadership movement is committed to ensuring that residents acquire legal ownership of their properties. Dr. Silumbe has stressed that his party will work tirelessly to address the matter, noting that access to title deeds is a fundamental right of every Zambian. He has further urged residents to remain patient as the party engages the relevant authorities, adding that securing title deeds will not only guarantee ownership but also empower families to economic opportunities. The engagement was attended by party leaders from Mindolo and across the Copperbelt province.
Whether walichunga nanguli mukankala oko wikene ufire wa kwate chitupa chapita chidai tope kanji imwe wa Mindolo ovo na chishi la kuno chaku mono kwebati chalo chene nombe fi kile tukalipopamu na wa leadership movement ukoko twafuma ukabwe kuzao kungafika chilala nama SG twasangilio mekati zao kukweo alishingempa ngamba no kutoa manganda yawe na Zambia.
And in other news trending this evening, the Lusaka City Council has revealed that the project for the rehabilitation of selected urban roads is progressing well. This initiative, valued at approximately 1.8 billion kwacha, aims to improve the city's road network, reducing congestion and enhancing mobility. Transparency International Zambia Executive Director Maurice Nyambe has noted that as Zambia approaches the 2026 elections, the legal and institutional environment has largely remained unchanged despite government's commitment to undertaking broader electoral reforms. Up next, the business news.
And global, it's our business to keep you informed about business.
prestigious Best Design Pavilion Award in the organization category at the 4th Intra-Africa Trade Fair, IATF 2025, held in Algiers, Algeria. The accolade celebrates Zambia's exceptional exhibition setup, which highlighted the nation's rich cultural heritage, dynamic industries, and diverse investment opportunities. Coordinated by the Zambia Development Agency ZDA, the Zambia Pavilion distinguished itself among 55 countries exhibiting at the IATF under the African Continental Free Trade Area for its vibrant design, creativity, and compelling presentation of Zambia's trade and investment opportunities. The AFCFTA is a continental market with 1.4 billion consumers and a GDP of 3.4 trillion United States dollars. On the achievement, Mr. Albert Halwampa, Director General for Zambia Development Agency, who has been the LAFT ambassador for Zambia for the 3 consecutive IAFT sessions, said winning such a prestigious award is proof of the good leadership of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia, whose focus is to grow the economy through the increased trade investment in the region, continent, and the rest of the world. Zambia's recognition at the trade fair is expected to enhance investor confidence and further position the country as a competitive and attractive destination for investment in Africa. Organized by the African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission, AUC, and the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA Secretariat, IATF 2025 is Africa's premier trade and investment event. Ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And in foreign news, several NATO members are sending troops, artillery, and air defense systems to secure its eastern flank after what Poland called an unprecedented Russian drone incursion into its airspace. In the early hours of Wednesday, 3 Russian drones were shot down after crossing into Polish airspace. Other drones eastern Poland. Poland has requested a UN Security Council session about the incident, which will take place on Friday at 19 hours Greenwich Meridian time. And in sports news, Newcastle United have cancelled tickets purchased by a school nearly 200 miles away for the Champions League home game against Barcelona. 45 tickets for the group match at St. James Park on 18 September were bought by the High School of Dundee days after 110,000 fans had been in an online queue for the remaining seats. A school spokesman said the school purchased the tickets in good faith after being approached, but it is understood that the tickets came from an unauthorized reselling by fans who have now had their season tickets cancelled. And the evening weather report is that the evening is partly cloudy, windy at times, and warm to mild. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Vice President Mtalena Lumango has assured marketeers affected by the recent fire that gutted Kapalala Market on the Copper Belt of government support in the aftermath of the devastating incident. Zambia has been awarded the prestigious Best Design Pavilion Award in the organization category at the 4th Intra-Africa Trade Fair held in Algiers, Algeria. And finally, several NATO members are sending troops, artillery, and air defense systems to secure its eastern flank after what Poland called an unprecedented Russian drone incursion into its airspace. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie. Enjoy the rest of the evening.